We know that the Chicago Bulls anticipate that their head coaching search will be complete by the second week of June. But with the loss of Sean Sweeney now going down to the Orlando Magic, will the Chicago Bulls now accelerate their timeline? And with Sean Sweeney now off the board, is Chris Quinn the next best option? Y'all know me and C-Dub gonna talk about it, break it all down, but you know you gotta hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, joined by my dog, C-Dub. What's the word?
What's the word, man? Closer and closer to this draft, man. I can't wait to see who on this next iteration of the Chicago Bulls, bro.
What's the real? But hey, man, if you tuned in, love what you're listening to, like talking Bulls basketball, go ahead and support the channel. The easiest way to do so is having a two-step process. Following a two-step process is very, very simple. I know y'all know how to two-step. We all been to the club before, and if you have not, you've been to a family outing. Hit that like button and subscribe. Hit your simple two-step. It's early, and we gigging and we jigging. Help us and support us on our road to 10K. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Easiest way to support us. Chicago Bulls, and with him now being off of the board for the Chicago Bulls, we gotta ask ourselves, will the timeline accelerate? Just for context, we want to talk about what Brett Siegel released yesterday, and when his reporting, he pretty much said that, hey, the Chicago Bulls are anticipating, she says, sources say the Bulls will advance to the next stages of interviews in their hiring process next week with the intentions of putting together a firm list of finalists. He also mentions that word from Chicago is that the Bulls would like to lock up their next head coach by the second week of June. But C-Dub, do you think that with the loss of Sean Sweeney now will accelerate their timeline?
Well, first off, let me just say this. I think Bryson has been doing a terrific job trying to turn over this franchise. He's made some great hires in the front office. He sounded great. He sounded like a great communicator. Everything has been impressive, but we must call out the L's when the L's are in the room. If Sean Sweeney was on top of your list and you had all intentions of hiring said Sean Sweeney, and you just wanted to go through the process and get all the nominees in, and instead of grabbing your guy in his Sean Sweeney, it's a L for Bryson Graham if that's the case early in this process. But it's okay because he can remedy that with an excellent head coaching hire in this near future. So I think absolutely yes, nephew. This should definitely accelerate their timeline, especially if Sweeney was the guy that they wanted all along. You cannot sit on your hands because this just gave you a lesson just in real time. If you sit on your ass, you might lose out. So if you got love for Michael Norrie, you got love for Chris Quinn, who's we'll talk about a little later. You go ahead and you don't bullshit around. You accelerate that process before you get somebody come through like some raglass Orlando Magic. And I'm mad at Sean Sweeney too, because that is not a better job than the Chicago Bulls.
You don't think so?
No, I'll tell you where it's good at. He can get instant success. He don't want to go through the grind. He's a pig. He's a greedy pig. That's what he is.
You ain't
anyway.
Call this man a pig.
He a greedy pig. He don't want to grind. He just want the shit all made for him, just right there in his face. It's okay. because the next head coach is going to have a lot of great assets in his disposal. It's okay. But yes, this should accelerate their timeline, nephew.
I agree with you to the degree that, man, like, first I'll say this. I think that when you compare the Orlando Magic job to the Chicago Bulls job, yes, on one end, you do have the Chicago Bulls having a plethora of assets to go out and build something. And then when you look at the Orlando Magic, that is something that's already built per se, and they're ready to contend and quote unquote win right now and contend, you know? So I get it to that degree. But when the question is, will the Bulls accelerate their timeline? I would say they need to. Shit, they need to. Like all the other coaches that's mentioned within the realm of, you know what I'm saying, that was listed as the list of confirmed interviews for the Chicago Bulls. Out of all the candidates, the only one that's still in the playoffs is Dave Bliss, and he could be out of the playoffs tonight. You know what I'm saying? So you need to get this thing rolling. You need to go out there and find it. You need to go out there and make sure that you're getting your guy. Now, I understand missing out on Sean Sweeney is probably, you know, a hit to your search, but at the end of the day, you still have hella candidates that are very qualified for the job. Micah Nori is a guy that has examples of him being in that lead role per se to go out there and do the job for you. I don't know how he's interviewing, but I know when we look at the track record, Micah Nori is a guy that beat the Denver Nuggets in the playoffs. And standing in and filling in for Chris Finch when he was dealing with his injury. You have a Tiago Splitter. I think that those chances are slim simply because Tiago Splitter probably wants to stay in Portland, but it's going to be dependent on that cheap ass owner over there. And you still have guys like Dave Bliss and Chris Quinn who are available. So I think that you need to accelerate your timeline. Do I think they will? I'm not going to say no, but we'll see is what I would say, just to play it on the safe side. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, shit, I think they will, nephew. I'll just go out there on the line. Only in this case, if Sean Sweeney was their guy, that's an automatic, natural speed this shit up because we in trouble. And we'll go get our guy and he's available, and we want to lollygag and bring in other guys to look like we looking at all type of different nominees. It's foolish. You get who you want to get. It don't matter about the other guys. Whoever you got circled and you want to be your head coach, go and get them. You ain't got to cook it all up with a whole bunch of names and shit. Who cares if we're only going to get one of them? Who gives a shit?
For sure. Now, C-Dub, I want to ask you this question simply because it's something that's new that's brewing around Bulls Nation, and that is the Chicago Bulls are looking into Kevin Young, BYU coach. How do you feel about that? If anything, you keep it short if you need to. I've been doing a little bit of research, not so much on them because we're just finding out about it. But how you feeling about them going to looking at a college coach?
I'll be very brief, especially with this guy, Mr. Young. He had a great player, probably possibly the greatest, not the greatest, the best player in the college basketball yesterday. They lost in the first round. I'm cool.
For sure. I definitely understand it to a degree. Excuse me. This is some reports out there that suggested that he could have had some coaching jobs in years past in the NBA. But I'm kind of on the side of you. I'm not totally dismissing them. I appreciate the Bulls doing their due diligence and casting a wide net. But we need to start shrinking this shit down. I ain't gonna lie to you. We need to start shrinking this shit down for the sake of you getting your guy. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to let another team go out there and grab a Michael Nori or whoever's on your radar. You don't want to allow them to have time. You want to have time for yourself to convince a coach and tell them, hey, Chicago is where you need to be, in my personal opinion. So we'll see about that. But hey, let us know how y'all feeling about that down below. If you believe the Chicago Bulls will now accelerate their timeline now that Sean Sweeney is off the board for coaching candidates for our Chicago Bulls. Drop that down below. Now, C-Dub, we know that Brett Siegel reported that the front runners for the Bulls job before we got the Shams bomb, not the Woj bomb, because that was, you know what I'm saying? All my older heads, they know what the Woj bomb was, but we got the Shams bomb. You know what I'm saying? That Sean Sweeney is now going to the Orlando Magic, and the front runners was Sean Sweeney and Chris Quinn. At least that's what he was anticipating in Brett Siegel. C-Dub, in your opinion, do you believe Chris Quinn is the next best option out of the candidates that were listed to interview for the Chicago Bulls?
Chris Quinn is a very interesting coach. We all love that he coached over there with the Miami Heat. They managed to beat us out the play-in tournament each and every year. But I started to think they are in the play-in tournament each and every year with us. So are we giving them too much credence, too much credit? Because when it looks like the next best option to me is Michael Norrie. Michael Norrie has been doing this since 1998. He has high-level experience. He actually won the playoff series, just like you were speaking of just a few seconds ago for Finch when he was hurt. He's X's and O's guys. I think that's what we desperately need in Chicago, a teacher for these young players that that's coming into this team. I would say that Michael Norrie is the next best option. But if they think it's Chris Quinn, go ahead and do it. But I'll just say they be in the same positions we be in. Same positions.
I ain't mad at that, bro. And great point. Even though he's not the head coach, he's still a part of the of the group. Hey, what they say, birds of a feather flock together. We just gotta call it how we see it, bro. Now, I do think that Chris Quinn is a hell of a candidate to consider for the head coaching job. But I'm gonna back you up on this. Sometimes me and you like to go back and forth, but we keep it a buck in throughout. You know what I'm saying? I got two candidates I believe is the next best option, and that's Michael Norrie for all the reasons that you laid out with him filling in for Chris Finch, and we actually having proof of concept, proof of work that he can go out there and be the lead guy. And then I also have Tiago Splitter ahead of him as well. I know that the chances are very slim, at least that's what it appears to be, with Tiago Splitter coming to Chicago. But at the same time, I still think that there's two better candidates than Chris Quinn, at least right now. I'm not dismissing Heat culture. I'm not dismissing the IQ of working behind Eric Spoelstra, who's one of the better coaches in this league. But then when we get real and flip over that card, we got to keep it a buck. They've been in the play-in just like us. And they're more talented than the Chicago Bulls. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Jaime Jaquez. We're talking about Davion Mitchell. We're talking about some of the young guys that they drafted and all that stuff. So I think that we have to take those into account and really discuss those things. And I think that was a hell of a take that you brought out for us, because I agree with you. I think there's two candidates that are better options, at least on paper, and considering what they did, than Chris Quinn. It's not to say that he can't come in and help the Chicago Bulls. It's just that we've seen other examples that puts them over Chris Quinn, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, and Tiago Splitter, I think he did one of the best coaching jobs last year with that Portland Trail Blazers team. I was just in a notion that I think just Portland, they're gonna keep him no matter how much you think they bullshitting them. I think Portland is gonna keep him. So I'm most leaning to my man Michael Norrie. Chris Quinn, I just don't know. Just all you got, nephew? Is it all you got? Is he's a lead assistant under Spoelstra? What else is on the resume besides that?
Former basketball player, worked his way in all through the stuff. Yeah, it's not too much to go off of. You know what I'm saying? It's just, yeah, it's excuse me, it's just really a heavy leniency on him being in connection with Eric Spoelstra and a former player. You know what I'm saying?
It's dangerous. That's dangerous, nephew.
Yeah, it's not to say he can't do the job.
I ain't saying he can't, but
no, we're just putting it out there for the people that might be, heavy Chris Quinn guys. It's just not to say he can't do the job. It's just saying when you stack up resumes, we have proof of concept, proof of work with two other guys.
Yes.
Micah Nori. Yes, he filled in and been working in this league for a long time, but we've seen him in a head coaching position, even if it was a short amount of time. We look at Tiago Splitter, former player, you know what I'm saying, assistant coach, and then in the midst of turmoil with the Chauncey Billups stuff, Tiago Splitter got his team to the playoffs. And he didn't even anticipate being a head coach at the start of the season. And at the start of the season, they came in, snatched Chauncey Billups up. He had to go and rework his mindset and get his team ready to go play basketball and not pay attention to the distractions. So it's very, very impressive. I'm not counting out Chris Quinn. I just think that there's two more people ahead of Chris Quinn.
Ain't no disrespect to little Chrissy Chris. It's just, man, you gotta crawl before you walk around here. Chrissy Chris, bro. That boy look younger. He look younger than you trying to be our head coach. He look younger than a mug.
You sure?
He look younger than you. Look at him.
You sure?
Well, that's the last time I seen him.
He's talking about since the last time I seen him.
He look younger than you and shit.
Hey, man. But hey, man, it is what it is, bro. I think that he's a hell of an option, but I think I got two guys above him.
You don't have to
question.
Nephew. You do not have to say he's a hell of an option.
He is, bro.
He's a hell of an option.
I think he's a hell of an option. That's my personal opinion.
Why is he a hell of an option? We just
because
went through
coming
the red phase.
Bro, he been with the Heat through all their winning and even some of the latter years where they struggled making it to the play-in. He's been around
all their
for
winning?
a while.
You just got me on all that winning.
Bro, he been around when they was in the 2020, the 20 teams. He was around.
What's this? It's about to be 2027.
I'm just saying, bro, him being right there for a long time, you can learn from what you've done well in the past and what you haven't done well in the recent years to where it has hindered you to only the play-in success. I'm saying you can learn from that.
Oh, so you want him to learn on the job, nephew?
He's been learning on the job.
You want the Chicago Bulls to let Chris Quinn learn on the job?
He's been learning on the job with the Heat. What you talking about?
That's awful. I don't want no coach that's got to learn on the job. I want a coach
that has a plan. Nigga, what?
I don't want no coach that's learning on the job. I want a coach that has their plan mapped out and knows what
are we talking about? You sound ridiculous. When you go get hired at a job, yes, you bring the knowledge you had at the previous business that you worked at. But when you go to the next facility, they may do certain things differently. So you have to learn on the job. What are you talking about?
No, it isn't. I think you're wrong.
Yes, it is.
You're bringing your philosophy. You're not learning anything. Michael Nori is bringing the way that he wants to play basketball to the Chicago Bulls. That's what he's bringing.
And he's still going to have to learn on the job due to him coming to a plethora of new players. What are we talking about?
You're learning. You can learn about your players. You can get the
that's learning on the job, Charles.
No.
Yes, it is.
I'm talking about learning strategy, prep, the way you want to play the game of basketball. Michael Nori knows the way he wants to play basketball. You're saying Chris Quinn is coming to the Chicago Bulls. He's going to learn on the job. No, please.
All these coaches are going to come to the Chicago Bulls and learn on the job. You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why?
Why?
Because let's say they hire Michael Nori. Ain't no Anthony Edwards over here. Ain't no Nas Reed over here. Ain't no Rudy Gobert over here. Chris Quinn comes over here. Ain't no Bam out of Bayou. Ain't no Tyler Hero. They're going to have to learn their players and learn on the job to tailor their system to the players on the team. What are we talking about?
All they have to worry about, all they have to learn is about the players and their tendencies and how it fits into their plan and strategy.
On the job. What are we talking about, C-Dub?
You talking about learning a strategy on the job. I don't want a coach.
Learning on the job, C-Dub.
I don't want a coach to come in and have to learn a strategy. Bring your strategy and how you want to play the game of basketball to the Bulls.
I'm gonna call my auntie. Cause what? Throw a chocolate at this man because he tweaking. What? You just pretty much said he learning on the job.
Whatever, dude. I'm saying that he got to learn the players. I don't even think that means learning the job.
Something.
He probably already knows the players
on the job. What are
he already knows the players. To tell you the truth, if he's a basketball lover, he's watched them. So I'm gonna just take that out.
You ain't watching them that closely, bruh.
Not that closely, but you know what they about. You've been in this game long enough.
No, bro, you gotta
to know what type of player a player is.
Players, bruh. What are we talking about?
I know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Man, give the people your final thoughts, bro.
Hey, man, let's just get a guy hired, man. How about that, man? Come on, get Michael Norrie in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We will get to 10K any fucking day. We'll see y'all on the next one, bro.
All right, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode. Before you get up out of here, support us on the road to 10K. The way to do so is by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel, man. We hope you guys enjoyed today's conversation. Let us know your thoughts down below. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you always see red, and y'all already know we're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace.
Cognac.